Hello everybody, welcome back, Space Engineers. Morilibus here. I added in some catwalks. I also completed this! Well, no. I can't back that up with, you know, something actually being complete. But I will. I'll get this thing a little bit further along and then we'll probably revisit it for some automation stuff. But in the meantime, I'm trying to work out these walkways, and I think I figured something out. I messed around and I relocated this guy. But this is kind of what I mocked up, and I'll go over what I like about it and what I don't like about it.
Inventory full.
I didn't put that there. Or that. Or that. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I like the idea of these walkways. However, I feel if they're too long like this, probably not going to get used. Oops, I'm just going to fly. And I'm outside the gravity right now, which isn't helping my demonstration. Okay, so we come up here. I do like the idea of having a walkway here. Oh god. Can we, okay. Dampers on, jetpack off. That's what I want. Okay, so we got this walkway up here, which I'm okay with the location. So this goes right above the cargo containers, and it has room for one more cargo container to go in. So we should be able to do this if I had parts. I don't have steel plates? Yes, I do. Oh, there's a steel plate right there. Of course there is. Right where I need to demonstrate. Fine. I was like, it better fit. Yeah, so there's just enough room. And we might change that, actually. I had it, what did I have it? Oh no, I guess I can't change it. I would like it to be one block higher, but then we're kind of too close to the ceiling here. Although, this gives us 3 blocks clearance here. The only place we'd only have 1 block clearance would be here, which wouldn't be too bad. Might add to it. Put a light on there or something. But anyway, so I got this little walkway that goes above this area. It doesn't really have a purpose other than it's just there. But maybe we could add some little things around, like little control stations. Maybe a little control station right above here or something. I don't know what it would do. Maybe it controls these guys, something like that. And then I was trying to figure out how to all interconnect it. And this was one option. So it comes up here. We can see it splits up. It goes up that way to get to that level. And then it comes over here and it just kind of meets up in this larger area. And then it would go down and be the same. So we'd have our diagonal symmetry thing that I was struggling with. But I don't know. I'm trying to think here. I don't know if we'll use these. Like, they look kind of cool. But if we have to walk this far, like if I wanted to get all the way up there and I have to go zip, zip, zip all the way across, why would I do that if I could just fly straight up, right? So I want to make a better way of getting some vertical height. So instead of these zigzag ramps, I want to get rid of them. And I want to create a better way to ascend, essentially. So let's look at this for a second. Okay, we have this whole piece here. And it is currently attached there. Okay, so that means that I can break this thing. But I do have some merge blocks on it. So why don't we go ahead and grab this guy. Oh, I moved the cockpit to the front. It doesn't help. What we need to do, actually, touch base on it. If we rebuild this thing, see how the center of mass is at the back of the ship? That's what you rotate around, is that center of mass. So when your ship rotates, it's rotating around there. And that happens to be very close to the gyro, mainly because the gyro weighs a lot. But we also have all of our other components back there, so it's not a surprise it's all the way there. What we should try to do is put that center of mass more towards the front, or at least towards this merge block. Because that'll mean we could do more subtle movements. So when we go... Whee! Whoa! So yeah, this is very sporadic. The gyro is kind of overpowered, which we could tweak. But you can see a little bit of rotation from me provides a huge amount of movement because we're at the far end. However, if we're on this side with the merge block, and I just wanted to rotate a little, that it doesn't quite wiggle as much. So We'll probably take that into account if we redesign this thing. It's like, give me my batteries. So we'll touch this guy just so he's holding on to it. Oh, yeah, so twitchy. Twitchy, twitchy. Got it. Put you back to recharge. Okay. I'm probably going to rip all this off. But what I'm thinking, if we want to keep this walkway exactly here, which we could, or we could move it over here a bit more, which I think we might do. Let's grab Tortwing. Tortwing remote. Oh, I updated the GUI a bit. For the most part, it's the same. I just tweaked some little stuff. Description will have the link. It'll link to the forum post where you can download it or see a preview of the different ones. Also changed the background one a little bit. Tried to fit it better around the existing frame. However, this background that you see is used in various locations. Like it's same thing here. It's right here. So it kind of shrinks and stretches itself. So it's hard to get it to look good. Like right here, it looks pretty bad with the cancel being overlapping. So yeah. Anyway, not professional, but it's something. It's got some transparency. Okay. So yes, what I'm thinking. What do we have here? Ramp of 2. So why don't we do another ramp of 2 for like consistency. So we need to grind that away, and that's what I was doing. Haha, brain. I win. And we need to take Tortwing. Oh, let's turn off center of mass. Okay. He's double welder at the moment. Our little repair thing is not quite ready to go. So let's just do this one. I do notice sometimes when I switch hands, sometimes the groups work out, sometimes they don't. Like sometimes the grinder ends up in the group with the welder. Sometimes the other way around. I was like, why don't I hear anything? Because we are remote controlling. Okay. Oh, I don't have the blueprints. Ha. Whoa. Transparency is not helping me there. Okay. So switch to grinders. There we go. Yes. Okay. Well, that's happening. Okay, so if we get rid of this and put a little platform here, the goal is to just go straight up, and I have a little plan for that. And what we'll do, let's check something out here. We're going to need a gravity generator. Let's see how fast this thing can make a gravity generator for us. So we've got 40 assemblers, or 41 assemblers that are going to work on this. And I'm incredibly blind. I'll find it. Don't worry, I found it. We want possibly 2, and also a sensor. So you can see this go down fairly quickly. Steel plate's gone. I love it. I mean, these guys are still slow. But they'll still go down in like 40 batches. It'll just take this amount of time to do that 40. Cool, okay. So while that's doing that, it'll be probably ready when we need it. Let me empty my inventory so I can pick up some of this stuff on the ground, maybe. And we'll grab Tortwing back. Here, take it all. Take it all, I say. Okay, Tortwing. Are you done? Yes. Okay. So let's see, is his, are his groups messed up? I guess we'll find out when I get in it, as this hotbar is a little different. So here's the camera. I think I might have decreased the transparency a little bit from the last rendition. Oh, let's also turn that off. Okay, actually I probably should have gotten 2 grinders, but that's okay. Okay, the groups seem to be okay this time. I don't know what causes it. I guess just the order I do things, or yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, so if we get rid of basically this and up, and we'll just get rid of a little bit of it here, and I'll get rid of the rest later. But essentially what I want to start doing is using gravity, as people had suggested, in various ways. So instead of just having gravity down, we'll have gravity going up and all this sort of stuff. So I had mentioned I wanted a walkway above our little repair there, our repair bay. So maybe a walkway up here, where I kind of sketched one out. I'm not sure if we'll do that. What we might do is have a walkway up here that you can walk on and look up at the rest of the station. So maybe, like, there'll be this floor here, but then the very roof, I guess, the ceiling, will also have gravity. And I want to try to set up gravity on individual walkways. So we'll try to set up a way to hook up these gravity generators directly to these walkways so that we can so that we, what am I trying to say? So we can limit the size of them so they don't have to be all encompassing. Like currently we have one gravity generator here on the station that's providing this gravity that we have, right? So instead of having that, if we just had isolated little gravity fields where we actually need it, like if we're flying around we don't really need gravity, and that might be nice not to have it, but then if we're on a walkway it would be nice to have gravity. So I think by limiting the slopes up as well to just like 2 blocks like we've done here, or 4 blocks technically, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, we could have a gravity field that's basically starts where I am, but that's the maximum height it's at, and then it's down here up to about this way, and we could have it just encompass this little strip of walkway, and we'll have one gravity gen maybe in the middle there, right underneath the walkway, if we can make it look good. And then this way we could have the same thing. We'd have another gravity gen that basically covers from here, this seam, all the way over there, and maybe we'll have some in the corners there. So hopefully we can just overlap all these little small gravity gens that will create these little areas of gravity that we can kind of work around, and that way we can probably more easily kind of change stuff around. So if we wanted gravity to go this way, all of a sudden when we walked up here, all of a sudden, like, maybe we want the gravity to shift and we fall down over here onto a walkway or something like that. If we want to do that, we'll have more freedom to do so, and hopefully not have interference from a giant gravity field like we have right now. We may get some interference from the spherical one down below, but I think we can work around that, and I think we might be able to keep it fairly low anyway, so it won't be a problem. Alright, Tortwing, let's go get you some parts, and I did not hook that connector back up yet, so we're going to have to head over down here. Let's go grab those grav gens. Here we go. And yeah, I played around in creative with this. Oh wow, I did that really fast. Am I good? I'm good. So if you followed the cooperative series, we had some gravity elevators, and they were a huge success and worked flawlessly without any problems whatsoever. I'm of course lying. They were terrible, and we never got them working. Mainly for this, I don't really like how the jetpack and stuff works in this game, with the dampening on and off. So it kind of limited how we could do it. But since we designed that, we have sensors, so we can. Sorry, I'm just like staring at this inventory. We can change things now. Wow, he's kind of full. The rest of the stuff we probably have enough of already. Maybe computers, 280. Motors. Okay, I think we're good. Right. So yes, I played around creative and tested this out, and it seems to work out well enough, and I think it'll be fun, and it'd be a neat way to move about. So we're going to set one up here crudely and see if it works. And yeah. So, we are going to need glass, I guess. We're going to have to put this gravity generator somewhere. Now, how are these windows set up? Are they on the top block? Are they not? So let's pretend that we would... Let's see. Oh, of course I emptied my inventory. Let's grab some stuff. Nope. Apparently I have other stuff in my inventory. Okay, let's try that. So let's create a fairly large area over here. So maybe we'll wrap it around. And we could actually connect it to this guy. Kind of what I didn't want to do before. But we're no longer going up at a diagonal, so that's okay. That's not right. Okay. Alright. And I guess this would be the center. So let's go ahead and get this guy up here. And I don't have any girders. Don't. Very prepared, guys. I'm very prepared. I had one girder, and I got rid of it. That'll teach me. I need more girders. Okay. Alright. So maybe... Oh, I don't know. I want it if we move the walkway. We don't have to move the walkway. But wherever we decide to go up, we should line up the walkway to be centered there. So I like it being centered on the storage container, especially because it's going to be on top of a storage container, so it'd probably look better if it was right on it. I do think we'll move it up so we can make room for GravGen, but there might be room anyway in the center here. So anyway, I don't know. We can move it. Let's just get it working, and we can decide if we like the location, and if we don't, we'll redo it. So what I'm thinking then, let's grab just a simple 1x1 flat, and we'll put that there. So now we got to figure out how we want to hook up these GravGens. I kind of like the idea of them being visible. So what if, let's see, I guess this could be glass, and then that would be glass. That could be glass, so that would be a pretty big landing pad. Alright, and then we'd have to attach it somehow. So, can we attach this to glass? And will it actually transfer, like, connectivity and all that? And then can we do something like this? That's not what I wanted. No! Stop it. And then the gravity generator on that. Does that actually work? I hope. Because that might look pretty cool. And that would be kind of sleek enough that we could do that kind of stuff for the actual gravity generators for the walkway too. And we could even do it all the way around if we wanted to. Like there and here. Whether that is a good idea or not, I don't know. Alright. Torchwing. Weld. Yeah, okay. I was like, should we weld? We'll weld this up anyway. And then let's head up and start on the upper area. Okay, you got that? Sorry, I'll get out of your way. Good job. Okay. So halfway between here and there, we're going to want a sensor. So let's try to figure out where that would be. You're just in my way, aren't you? There we go. Okay, so the sensor should be between where we take off from and where we land. So what's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, get rid of this because we are connected over there, and we're probably connected somewhere else. Maybe, maybe not. Give me. Now, keep in mind, when we go up here, we're actually going to be traveling this way. So we're going to have to land upside down. And then... Now, this is the tricky part. We could either switch this around, so it is upside down, actually, and it's on the roof. Or we just simply flip over once we leave, and then we start walking. And then when we want to leave, it'll just drop us down, theoretically. We'll work out that stuff later. Okay, so that could work. What's the location? I didn't really count, but I'll do that again in a second here. 1, 2, or right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the bottom. So if we think 10, 11, or no, we could have this essentially be we land right here, more or less. Of course, that would be right. We'll just use the catwalk to stop us for the time being, and then we'll replace this with something else later. I like how these are just floating, aren't they? They're not attached to anything. Can't do that. I mean, it'll probably stay there for the most part until we hit it. Let's keep something there. Or let's just use steel blocks. Okay, so that would be our floor that we'd land on. And we put another gravity gen here. And then we'd basically toggle them back and forth using a sensor, and that'll control where we are. Okay, I like it. Probably cut this back a bit more. Okay, so let me set up a bit more of the infrastructure here. I got an idea what we're doing, and then we'll progress to the next step. Are you done yet? Come on. Why are you so slow? I got it. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. You just move you away, okay? Alright, everybody. Everything's in place, I think. I've got the sensor temporarily put right there. We'll probably relocate it somewhere else at a later date, once we figure out where to put it. Might also reconfigure how we're doing this all together. Right now I got 2 gravity gens, and I'm going to change between having one on and one off. But we might make that, we might change it just to have one gravity gen that we just change, we flip it. But I don't think you can do that now. You could probably do it with programming, but I don't think with the sensor, for instance. Sensor. If I were to put a grav gen here, it doesn't let me, like, flip the acceleration from negative to positive. It only lets me do increase, decrease. So I would have to, like, decrease, 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 decrease. Now, I think in the latest update, they added in the ability to set a value to stuff like this, but I believe it's only via the programming. So we're going to use 2 grav gens instead and get it to work. So I've got the grav gens to show on field. So if I put these 2 guys on, they should actually cancel each other out. Cancel. And let's go ahead and turn off that other one for now, or did I already do that? Looks like I did it. Yeah, the other one's off. Okay, that way we only have those interfering. Spherical is on. Oh no, that is on. I keep looking at show on HUD. I'm like, okay. Station, gravity. Okay, so those 2 are the only ones that are on. It's the only thing we should have to worry about. And we can see 2 gravity fields. I guessed on the dimensions, but that was almost right. Looks like I have to increase the height a bit. So let's try 60. And this is just be crew for now. They basically just have to occupy the same space and roughly this platform, at least for our test. Okay, good. Next thing we want to do is set up the sensor so that it is basically occupying that space, assuming, yeah, it should reach that. So sensor, we can kind of see it here through the HUD, but even that, we're going to be limited. But we want to go down almost all the way to the floor, so we'd have to figure out exactly where that is. That looks pretty close. And then we want to go up some amount that I have to determine later. Okay, so we could extend front. Yeah, I'll have to fiddle with this a bit to get it working. And I'll do that off camera here in a bit. Get them so roughly like that. Like that. And then whatever I went down, I should also go up. So roughly like 13. Okay, but anyway, I want to try to get that field to roughly match this one, which it's doing a terrible job of, but it kind of is okay. Okay, so I gotta decrease this down. There should be enough space so that when I walk down here, so when I'm in this gravity, yeah, right now we're canceled out. But if I was standing here in just the one gravity field, I don't want to be in the sensor's field range. I want to be just outside of it, and that's how this is going to work. So when you want to activate it, all you got to do is jump. Boing! So let me fine-tune the sensors, but I think it has to be at like, it's 0.21, I think. but I don't remember. The actual value is going to change depending on the height, but I think it'll be something 0.21. We'll see if I'm right. Okay, actually the way I'm going to figure this out, sensor's right there. Currently the field is down here. I want not to be ducking. We can modify it and look at that little green light and wait for it to go off. So we want to find the point right where it goes out. So right now we're at 13. So we want to go down. We can see it's passing us. It's off. Now it's on. Now it's off. Where are we at? Let's try 12.2. It's off. 12.21. Still off. Let's go 12.3. It's off, right? I can't tell. How close are we? Well, we look pretty close. If I jump? Oh, that might work. So when we jump, it turns on. And that should be true now for the other way. Let's remote into that. Grav lift. I want to toggle both. That won't work. Gravity. Turn you off. You on. Why aren't I moving? Oh, my jetpack turned on. Well, you're no fun. Oh, okay, that's too much velocity. That was the other thing I had to check. Will we take damage? Yes, we will. Okay, so now we should see the same effect, but it looks like it's on right now. So either the sensor's not exactly in the center, which I'm pretty sure it is, or we might be standing slightly different because we're on the different side of the block. But no, this is mirrored as well. Anyway, let me see if I can get everything configured the way it needs to be, and then we could truly test this thing out. Boing, boing. You know what I didn't do? It's not that they're different. It's that my brain is different. We gotta set up this one. 12.3. 12.3. Ta-da! Okay. There we go. So now, all we should have to do... You know what I think the menu needs? It needs to remember what you're doing. If I, like, leave the menu right now and go back into it, it should just go right back to this. It should go, I know what you were doing, here you go. Continue what you're doing. You should also be able to, like, move it to the side or push them, split it, and have it go off and keep the center clear. And anyway. Alright. So this, all we're going to do, I think, for now, I'll get it a little bit more fine-tuned so it works probably more reliably, because I think there's going to be conditions where this won't work. So we're just going to toggle the group on and off. So the one that's on is going to go off, the one that's off is going to go on. So that every time we jump, whee! We die. Okay, let's, I guess 0.2? Can we even jump at 0.2? Barely. Boing. Okay, not really. There might be a limit to how high we can go with this. Gravity gens. Okay, let's try 0.3. Boing. Ow. 22% health. 17. Your health is critical, but I'm having fun. Whee! Okay, so there we go. Our screen is sufficiently red. But that's the idea. If we could use lifts like this, and what I would really love is for it not to turn on all this crap. Don't do stuff for me. Let me worry about that, because I get confused enough as it is, but like we should be able to like launch ourselves off, and then you just leave, and your inertia dampeners stay off like they are right now until you get back in. But depending on how you leave the field, that just does not happen. So if we allowed this to bring us out, I think it would break. But let's try. Like, can I... What if I jump out like that? Yeah, there we go. It turns on our jetpack, so we're no longer drifting. So if we could get rid of all this gravity in the middle, because really, we don't need gravity to send us off. All we'd really have to do is jump, right? Push off the floor and it would take us away, assuming there was no gravity to bring us back down. So I really think they should, or it would be nice if they had, instead of the whole gravity to hold us down, we had the whole mag boot thing, which I believe they explored when they first introduced it, because I wanted to give you a way to walk around on the stuff you created. So the two kind of options were artificial gravity or like mag boots, and they went kind of with the artificial gravity, but I kind of wish they'd overhaul the whole character moving stuff. So like, let's get our gravity back. Gravity station on. There we go. So like right now, walking around feels pretty jittery. And you kind of jump and it, I don't know. Like I'd rather have it like we would just be stuck to stuff, like with mag boots or what have you. Whatever you want to, however you want to argument or justify it. We could basically walk on anything. And you could carry your momentum. So if I wanted to go over there, for instance, I could just kind of push off and jump. And my momentum would carry me over here, and then I'd land and I could walk. And then if I wanted to, maybe I could look this way and just jump straight off, which would kind of just be like pushing. And you could launch yourself across. And that could be like a whole new way of moving around. So instead of all the whole jetpack thing, you could just kind of parkour almost. So once you'd land there, then all of a sudden you could walk right here, and maybe you'd need some way to grab stuff or reorientate yourself. Maybe you could use your thrusters to assist in movements, because if you're using mag boots, I would imagine you'd need to keep one foot on the ground at all times, or you would float away. I don't know. So you could argue if you wanted to sprint, it could have it so that like your thrusters are on or something that are providing you with that extra forward thrust and keeping you on the ground or something like that. But I do feel like there could be a really cool way, like I think it's the movie Ender's Game, where they have the whole like gravity arena and they're fighting, and just the movements and all that kind of stuff is really neat. So it'd be cool to see that kind of stuff in a game like this. And I think it would really expand how we can move around, because the gravity fields, although kind of cool and neat and gimmicky and stuff, they really, I don't know, they could be done better, I think. And I think going for the whole mag boots for keeping stuff down instead of the whole artificial gravity would be a better route. Now, I do like the artificial gravity, especially with the ore collection. So there is that aspect that I really like about it, but maybe they could have both, and then you could have the best of both worlds. But anyway, guys, I think we shall leave it here for today. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Obviously, if it's going to cause us damage, that's not going to work. So we'd either have to... We might be able to get away with it by pulsing the gravity generator on and off, with it being off for just enough of a period of time that it's not allowing us to accelerate too fast, but it doesn't kick on our jetpack. Because if it kicks on our jetpack while we're moving through here, then that's going to wreck it. And we'll just start... We'll stop... man, I can't speak. We will start to stop. So that's one option. For travel like this, having the grav gen under the platform looks kind of neat, but practically it's not very good because it has this huge gravity field that then protrudes up the top, like we got here. So I think ideally I'd like to have the gravity in the middle, but that might be tricky unless we incorporate some kind of column. So instead of just a platform, maybe we have a column that goes straight up and the gravity gen's hidden in the column. And then we flip the gravity gen from one state to the other, or use two if we need to still. But we could, or we should, be eventually able to get away with one. And then it's a matter of how do we not kill ourselves. So if pulsing will work, it's kind of crude, but maybe that'll work. Otherwise, I don't know if this is moddable, but I'd love for a mod to get rid of the auto turn on of your jetpack when you leave a gravity field. I don't want my gravity field to turn on. So yes, if I could, dealing with mag boots here, if I were to run this way and jump, it should launch me, which I couldn't even jump over that. Come on now. Yeah. But it should launch me more up. I would think. Or whatever angle you could leave the ground at. I don't know what angle you could actually generate force if you were to run and jump. I don't know what angle you would leave the ground at. Probably fairly low. Probably like 10 degrees or 15. I'm not too sure. So that could be interesting for travel. Like if you wanted to get somewhere, you could base the angle, and that could take some experience to get used to, but maybe I could aim for right there, and if I just ran that way and jumped, that is where I would land, is up there. I think that would be really cool. So maybe one day be moddable, or maybe it already is. And if it is, tell me. Those mods I will use. Those mods I will use. Alright, ramble, ramble. Goodbye.